Questions or discussion about the minutes? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 7, general business. You always forget something. Thank y'all for being here. Sandy, if you'll come up. I could not, as county judge, made it without this lady here. Sandy, we came in together. We worked together for 10 years. If you talk to Sandy, she can tell you, you say, I think I'm gonna go talk to the judge and ask him whatever. She'll say, well, this is what he's gonna tell you. She knows what I'm gonna say. I could not have been here. This day would not have happened without you, Sandy. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, Don Kirkpatrick would not have been successful, could not have done and accomplished what we've accomplished without you standing beside me. And so we got you flowers in appreciation, and also a $100 gift card to Four Winds Steakhouse. Now, that's not taxpayer money. Yeah, I wanted to give that to you. The girls, they said Freddie's out, they're in.
We'll go for lunch.
But we did. Thank you, Sandy, for believing in me. Thank you. I remember one time they had messed her pay up, according to me. They had messed her pay up. And I said, Sandy, I will go over and fight the commissioner's court. She said, don't do it. We're about to be over there. And we was running, and I couldn't be more thankful to have somebody and a godly woman standing there pointing me in the right direction. There's been many a time when I looked at the numbers when I came in. She came in my office. She's still my clerk in. I said, Sandy, it ain't gonna work. The numbers will not work. She said, oh, it's gonna work. She said, I tell you what you're gonna do. I'm gonna keep praying, and you're gonna keep praying, and God's gonna do the work. And you know what? That is so true. So true. So thank you, Sandy. We love you. I think Misty on the address.
Thank you, Commissioners, Judge. I would like to say how proud I am of Van Zandt County and the judge and all the hard work for all the staff. And I would like to honor 2 of my staff members today, Miss Joanne and Miss Phyllis. Would you like to join me up here? So before the past human resources lady left, she had given me some certificates and a pin. So evidently, Van Zandt County used to give out pins for 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, etc. So I was waiting on the right moment to give these ladies some honor. And I just thought this was the perfect time to do that since we were already in celebration mode. So with that being said, I would like to present Miss Phyllis Humphrey for a 15-year service award and a 15-year. She is a wonderful staff member. She takes care of all of us, and the citizens love her. And so we're just really honored to be able to just, present her with that today. Not much, but just let you know how much we appreciate you. Joanne has actually been with the county for about 6.5 years. But they only give them out at 5. So she's got a 5-year certificate as well as a 5-year pin. And Miss Joanne is not only, a clerk, she's also the chief deputy. And she is my right-hand lady She runs that office. The ladies love her. The citizens love her. She is so knowledgeable about her job, and we just could not function without her either. So I honor you as well. And you guys know I love you so much. And so that's what I would like to do today.
I will be retiring July the 15th.
Hey,
I promised the judge I'd hang in there.
So thank you all so much.
beat me. Yeah. Well, thank you. Is there any other announcements we need to be made aware of? Any general business? Okay. Being none, we'll move to item number 8, public comments. I know we're in a different environment. I know we normally sign up and have sheets, but we don't have the sign up sheets here. I know Ronnie Jones wanted to speak. Ronnie, if you would like to address the court for public comments.
He didn't give me a time limit, but it's not gonna take
3
very long.
minutes. We'll give you 5 today. It's a special day.
Golly, how benevolent. When I'm not gonna speak 3 minutes, he gives me 5. When I want to speak 5 minutes, he gives me 1. Anyway, we all learn as we go along in life. And you'll learn every day of your life something you need to know. What you need to know is we had an article placed in the letter to the editor that pertains to today of paying the debt off. We got into debt building a jail. We built that jail. The taxpayers approved spending the money. In 4 years, we paid for that jail, taking outsourced inmates into Van Zandt County Jail. It was 100% paid for. The commissioners at that time didn't spend that money to pay off the debt. They took that money and they didn't have to answer to the public. It was kind of a little fund that they could use. There's nobody sitting at this table now that was involved in any of that. They've all been replaced, even the county judge. They spent that money for stuff that we, the public, never did know about until after it was over, like buying the land and buying these buildings and buying that. They didn't want to get out of debt until Judge Kirkpatrick took over, and he had a lot of help at that time. Tim West was put into office. His predecessor was gone. And he said Brandon Brown was part of this deal. It's part of it. But Brandon Brown and Cheney, which was the commissioner of Precinct 3, never had a choice of voting because the other 2 commissioners and the county judge at that time, and the county judge is the one that wrote the article that's in the paper of how great everything was. It wasn't great. They were spending money that they didn't tell the people, and they didn't want the people to know that they were spending. That has to stop in this county. And Judge Kirkpatrick has stopped probably 90% of it. And that's a plus for him, plus the commissioners. Chad's a new person on it. Keith is fairly new. He's only served 1 term.
That's an eternity.
Judge Kirkpatrick had a lot of help from Tim West in making those changes occur. And Freddie, which used to have Sandy Hill's job, told the court all of this was going on, and nothing happened until after some people got out of office. Now we've got a halfway decent I'd say 3 commissioners, a judge. But we, the people, can only make changes if we take the bull by the horns and make it go the way we want it to go, not the way the politicians want it to go. Because the article in the Canton Herald is where I read mine. It may be in others, from Rita Coaches. She was the county judge, and she and 2 commissioners controlled this county for about 12 years. And we actually got in debt over $11 million. When he took over, it was only 8.5 million. But we had paid all that time, and now we're paying the last part of the fund that nobody was supposed to know about, that they could take that money and spend wherever they wanted to. 3-cent tax was going broke. Today proves that that's not a fact. We weren't then, we're not now. We've got 8.5 million, I predicted, and Judge Kirkpatrick can say yes or no. I told him that we'd be at 9 million at this point in time, because that money was non-committed. And I don't see into the future very well, but I'm a pretty good mathematician. That was my background. But I would like to thank the commissioners, even though some of them aren't here, and Brandon and Bobby Cheney had no choice in it, because it takes 2 commissioners and a county judge, and whatever they say is done. That's passed. So the other 2 had no choices in it. There's a group of people.
Thank you, Ronnie. I think time, is it time? Time?
It's time.
Okay. Thank you.
But if you want to know more, ask me.
Ronnie's been here since day one. Thank you, sir. Walked in. Anyone else for public comments? Okay. Being none, we're gonna move item number 13. We're gonna move item number 13 up and address item number 13, discuss and consider entering into a lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management Incorporated. Did you want to address? Okay, you may address.
Everyone have a copy of the synopsis up together? Just want to make sure. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Court Judge and Commissioners, for having me. You know, I've been working with Chad over the last few months to put together a financial valuation of his precinct's vehicles. So my division, I'm with Enterprise Fleet Management. We're part of the Enterprise Rent-A-Car Group. We're one of the largest family-owned businesses in the world today, and we manage more vehicles than any other organization in the United States of the world, that matter, around 2.2 million vehicles under management. And I specialize working with government entities to help them evaluate their fleet needs and put together long-term sustainable plans that allow them to run a much newer, more fiscally and operationally efficient fleet than they historically ever have. You know, we work with roughly about 40 counties in Texas, and then roughly 180 municipalities. I was at Wills Point last night, so we just got approved through Wills Point and Van, which are both inside the county, or 2 of the ones we work with about 7 or 8 others throughout East Texas. So what I put together was a plan as it relates to replacing, this is specifically the precinct 1, like I said, so we need to move on, do some further evaluation of the rest of the county. But within that, he pull up. Sorry, my computer died. Log myself back in. Bear with me 1 second. I have a number in front of me. All right. So currently, the precinct 1 has 16 vehicles in operation today. Among those 16 vehicles, they're almost all made up of trucks of some sort within that. Right now, the current average cycle is around 20 years is how long the county the precinct one has been historically holding its vehicles, which actually is a lot higher than the current average that we see for the state. Statewide average is around 11 to 12 years, so it's definitely trending a lot higher than we historically seen. So what we're projecting to be able to do is actually reduce the age of the average hold time from 20 years to 4 years is our projections in this. We're projecting to spend or free up around $100,000 in capital from selling off the existing fleet. We're expecting to reduce the maintenance and fuel expense by over $600,000 over the next 10 years. Because right now, because they've been holding vehicles so long, the maintenance operational expenses have ballooned up over the years surely because the fleet is so much old. By replacing vehicles on a more regular basis, it's going to allow them to reduce their overall age of the fleet. From a safety perspective, the 13 of those 16 vehicles predate analog brake standardization, so it's a pretty key safety feature, and 15, so almost the entire group, predates electronic stability control, which is the thing that prohibits a vehicle, or doesn't prohibit it, helps keep it from rolling over in event of a high-speed crash. That's from just a safety perspective. We're expecting to reduce the fuel expense dramatically, but the maintenance and repair expense is the biggest impact, which is around 78% reduction in the maintenance and repair expense by running a much newer fleet of vehicles. The plan is to replace 14 of those vehicles within the first year of the program, and the remaining 2 will be addressed at a later date. So what we're proposing we do for precinct 1 at this point is replace those 16 vehicles. On page 4, there is a planning analysis that I put together. So you can see up there that there's currently 16 vehicles. The average annual maintenance expense for precinct 1 is $260 a month per vehicle on average, as it currently sits today. We're projecting to reduce that expense down to $43 a month per vehicle on average per month. That yellow line right there is the current, I can tell to be the current average annual expense that the precinct's currently spending today. It's buying around on average 0.8 vehicles every year, which gets you to that 20-year hold period. So on average, some years more, some years less. Obviously, they're spending around $43,000 on acquisitions, and around $11,000 on equipping the vehicles, around $91,000 in fuel and maintenance. So the average annual fleet budget for precinct 1 is $146,000. And in year 1, we're going to replace 14 of those 16 vehicles. We're going to layer in a equity lease. So an equity lease, what that is it's a lease where the county actually builds equity in the vehicle. So when we sell the vehicle, the proceeds of sale will go back to the county for it to help keep the program going over the time. So we're projecting $182,000 in lease expense, $90,000 in equipment cost, $31,000 in projected maintenance and fuel expense on those vehicles, and expecting $118,000 in equity from resale in the first year, which just gets us to an annualized budget of $185,000 for replacing all 14 vehicles. And you can see that sustained for the next 3 years or 4 years, roughly, where we're spending roughly $190,000 every year to keep the fleet going for the next 4 years. And then in year 4, we will actually be replacing all those vehicles will be replaced again. And that's where you see that larger inbound revenue of equity coming in 2026 of $350,000. That's from the sale of those vehicles that we replace. So it's bringing that revenue back into the system. That's why you see a budgetary credit in that year, because we're actually bringing in more revenue that year than we actually have expenses going out. But you will also notice that every single year that we have equity coming in, because we have some vehicles that we're buying and selling every 12 to 18 months. Some of the pickup trucks, one of the strategies that we use is, as a government entity, we can buy a vehicle, we can run it for a year and sell it for more than we originally acquired it for, because the two things are going on. One, you inherently drive relatively low mileage in the county, and two, as a government entity, we buy vehicles very cheap. So a lot of situations we can buy that vehicle and run it for a year and again sell it for more than we originally acquired it for. It doesn't work for all vehicles. I mean, some of the vehicles like flatbeds, things like that, we need to run them out 4 years or so to get to a point, because we have to spread that cost over more years. But there's certain vehicles we have on a fairly tight cycle, and some of the bigger vehicles, some of the dumps, will run them out about 5 years on average. It's going to be the plan. But from a sustainability standpoint, for a precinct that's been running vehicles as long as it has, I mean, it looks very sustainable. I mean, I think it's realistically a budgetary neutral to what you will be doing over the next 10 years, whether you do something with this or not. But the benefit of it is we are going to be able to replace vehicles on a more regular basis, provide better, safer, newer vehicles for the staff that are driving these vehicles around, and make it more efficient for the work being done and limit downtime. So that's kind of long and short of it.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? And you're replacing them all?
Almost 14 of the 16.
14 of the 16. Would there be a benefit of phasing it in?
Well, they're so aged at this point in time that we're really having to pay. You can phase in, play catch up. Problem is that the vehicles a lot of them are so aged that we don't replace really almost all of them right now. We're not. It's really going to be hard to realize the operational savings because you're still going to have so many old vehicles out there that we're still going to have that exorbitant expense coming in from downtime and repairs and maintenance. So realistically, we're having to kind of play catch up in the first year, and that's why you see so many in the first year, which is, by the way, very, very common with government entities I work with that historically kind of self-manage their fleets. We're typically having to do a catch up within the first year of it. So it's really, really common that you see that, and it seems pretty sustainable from my standpoint and what I would expect, especially from a precinct that's running vehicles as long as they have prior to Chad arriving.
Okay. Do you have any comments, Chad?
On that phasing in, the problem I got is, as it says, my average vehicle in my fleet's 20 years old. I've got one, it's a 2020, the next one's a 2010, and then it goes down into the early 2000s, and I have some 90-mile vehicles. And I joke about my mechanic. I've done so well hiring him, he pays his salary every week with what he saves me and fixing my equipment, because we're always working on something. One thing he just barely touched on was the downtime. The time I lose getting to work on roads and clean ditches because my vehicle and equipment's broke down, it didn't even figure into his price. I looked at trying to phase in and replace a dump truck and a patch truck every year. And that would wind up taking 7 years, and the cost is pretty much the equivalent of what he's charging me for this lease project. Plus he's paying for all the maintenance. All I got to do is repair tires and change brakes. He's covering all the maintenance on the rest of it. So I'll be in a good fleet that's reliable with a limited amount of maintenance, and they track all the maintenance. They keep up with when oil changes are due, when inspections are due, any safety recalls, and they have various places around the county I can take the vehicles to have the maintenance done. And that was one reason that led me to contact him and discuss with him. Instead of phasing in over 7 years, replacing these vehicles and me being out the maintenance and upkeep on them, I can get them all this year, spend about the same amount of money, and have a new fleet. And y'all notice that here there's a buyout option. At the end of that first 4 years, I can buy out and keep the fleet that I've had and maintain and know what kind of shape it's in, should I choose not to release and continue going with the project. And in the end, it comes out where I'm actually saving a little money using lease project versus buying them, because as you know, the vehicles are going to go up every year. So if I was to buy 2 every year for 7 years, I would actually spend more money than going in the lease program at this time.
Just so you know, we have roughly about 28 shops within the radius here that we currently work with. Which are mostly a lot of dealerships. So your Chevy houses and your Ford houses and some other locally owned. So your major brands like Goodyear's, Firestones, those sort of places are all contracted shops under our program that we work with.
He had listed references in his synopsis, so I called and followed up with Kaufman County's county judge. And they've been in the program for 3 years, and they're well pleased with it. He said it's actually allowed them to reduce some of their vehicles, because they would keep so many vehicles in reserve for when it was broke down to avoid downtime. And he's really happy with the way they managed the swapping in of the vehicles to maximize the trade-in values.
Okay. Sandy, is there anything we need to be aware of as far as? Okay. So is it a motion?
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve entering into this release agreement with Enterprise.
Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner LaFred. Is there a second?
It's just to enter in precinct one,
Yes.
entering into the,
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, got a second by Commissioner Pearson. Any questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all so much. Thanks for having me.
Did we go past 10:30?
A little bit, but you're all right.
Okay, I'm gonna be fine. Are you okay? He had a phone call at 10:30. He said he had to be on. He may have just missed it. Thank you. Okay, we'll move back up to item number 9, discuss and consider approving National Day of Prayer on Thursday, May the 5th, to be held at Van Zandt County Courthouse. Okay, got a motion to approve the National Day of Prayer. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Pearson. Any questions, discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 10, discuss and consider approving, she's not, she is here, she made it. Item number 10, discuss and consider approving proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Crystal Mayor, you may address the court. And she was downstairs in court, and this agenda, man, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners. I have the proclamation for sexual assault awareness for 2022. Are you ready for me to begin?
I am.
Whereas sexual assault, a violent and devastating crime, affects men, women, and children of all race, age, and economic situations. Whereas the consequences of sexual assault are often severe and long-lasting. In addition, the risk of developing post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and many other psychological or physical ailments increases dramatically for victims of sexual assault. Whereas each year, the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault, in conjunction with other organizations, designates the month of April for an educational campaign to promote awareness and to build upon the network of support that has been mobilized to address this issue. Whereas the association and its partners provide training to rape crisis and law enforcement personnel, as well as to volunteers and staff of service agencies and community groups. They also provide outreach to schools and information on topical issues related to sexual assault. Whereas every person throughout this community shares a responsibility to each other and to the generations to come to help break the cycle of abuse. Together, united in this effort, we continue to make a difference.
Is there a motion to approve the proclamation?
So moved, Pearson.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pearson, second by Commissioner LaFred. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Now therefore, in recognition of the important work done by sexual assault programs, I, Don Kirkpatrick, Van Zandt County Judge, together with the Commissioners Court of Van Zandt County and the East Texas Crisis Center, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2022 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Judge.
Congratulations. I don't know if you know what Crystal does, but if you went with her every day and seen what she deals with of the sexual abuse and people being abused, it will break your heart. It takes a special person to work in that area day in and day out. And we thank you, Crystal, for taking that on. Thank you. Discuss and consider approving lease agreement for the South Van Zandt Fire Department for a 4-year term. Is Tim there? Okay, you come up.
Tim Meredith. I'm the president of South Van Zandt Volunteer Fire Department, and we're petitioning court for an additional 4 years on our lease of the building that's next to these ladies here, and would like to get this 4-year lease taken care of.
Terms and everything is actually the same.
I'm agreeable to that, yes.
Okay.
Just an amendment to that would be fine.
Now, I did have I don't know if you wanted, one of the commissioners asked me, why are they wanting to do it early?
Well, we want to get it secured. Well, it ends at the end of this year.
Correct.
Okay, and we wanted to go ahead and get it secured, so we wouldn't have that thing hanging over us. And we are in the process, and it's a long process of getting a building for ourselves out on 64. We've acquired the acreage, but that's all we've got. The ESD board is going to pay for this building as we go. So it's not a situation where we're going to be into it very quickly. So we would like to have the leeway to just not have to worry about coming to the court another time and get this taken care of. So we've got it secured. When we did the first one, we did a 4-year, and then the next one, I think a 4, and then the next one was a 2, and it goes out in 22.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner West, got a second by Commissioner LaPrade to enter into the lease agreement with South Van Zandt County Fire Department. Tim, could you get us another, we don't have a proposed contract.
Okay,
We have the last
right.
one. The dates would change on
The dates, if
Yeah.
you just, like I say, the last time we just changed the dates
That's right.
with one sheet. You signed it and I signed it, and it made the last contract as effective as when it was put in the first time.
Will you get one of those to me?
I did bring one up here.
Okay. The one I've got is the one that's in effect now.
Okay.
I mean.
The only one I've got is the one that was, that went out in 2020. And I came and we
Okay.
did the one from 2020 to 2022. I came and signed it, but at that time, I don't think I got a copy
Okay,
from the court because
We can do
she was
that.
gonna have to get it signed.
okay.
So if
Christie,
you want to just,
scan these 2 pages and we'll get it.
yeah, and I've got a contract I brought up here.
Right.
I don't see who I
Okay.
brought it. Oh, did you? She's got the full
Yeah,
contract.
We've got it. We've got it. here.
Okay. And
Okay.
then let me know sometime next week or whenever that I need to come sign my portion.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'll come up, sign it, and I'll get my copy.
Okay.
That work?
We have a motion second. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Tim.
Y'all have
Appreciate
been
it.
great through the years that we've worked with the Commissioners Court. All of the years. We've been in service for 38 years now. And been the president ever since we started.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. And good luck on your building. Item number 12, discuss and consider approving letter of agreement to the city of Canton regarding library maintenance and authorize county judge to sign. Keith, you want to address the court on that?
As we talked in a recent workshop on the things about the air conditioner filters and changing of light bulbs and things, it was my understanding that this is what the court agreed to. So this would be a letter to the city of Canton that reads, in regards to the Van Zandt County Library Building, Van Zandt County agrees to perform minor routine maintenance of the building, such as weekly cleaning and changing lighting elements as needed. Van Zandt County will also be responsible for mowing the lawn on the property as well as replacing HVAC filters on a monthly basis, documenting the date the replacement was completed. This agreement was approved by Van Zandt County's Commissioners Court on April 13, 2022. If that, I'd like to make a motion that we approve that letter and authorize the county judge to sign.
Okay, that's a motion by Commissioner Pearson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner West. Any questions or discussion pertaining to the letter?
In this letter, should we mention, when we talk about mowing for the library area only, not the Blackwell House? Because they wanted us to do the Blackwell House too.
The Blackwell House is not mentioned. It just regards to the library property. The Blackwell House is not part of the library property. Yeah, they asked that, but we didn't agree to do it. So
If you think it covers it, well,
Yeah, as long as we don't mow the Blackwell.
it's
Yeah.
not, the Blackwell property is not mentioned.
Okay. Got a motion, a second. Any other questions? Discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We've already covered item number 13. We'll move to item number 14, discuss and consider awarding road and bridge material bids for the contract period of May the 1st, 2022 through April the 30th, 2023. Ms. Hill, you may address the court.
Yes, Judge, thank you, commissioners. Each of you were presented with a book of all the bids that we received. I think you've all had time to go through them, and you asked me to just come to the court with a summation of the low bidders, which when we do a sealed bid, that is, they are awarded to the lowest bidder. So my office has submitted the summation of all the road and bridge material bids. You have them before you if you have any questions.
Do you have the summation?
Should be in your book.
I don't have, yeah, it's on my desk. Y'all have it? Oh, in this book?
Need a copy, Judge?
No, I'm good. In this book. Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the list Sandy's given us. They're all the lowest bids.
yeah, I second that.
We got a motion by Commissioner Pearson, second by Commissioner West. Is there any of it designated for 1703?
No, not this year.
You what? Okay. Yeah. Got a motion second. Any questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 15, discuss and consider awarding road and bridge fuel bid for the contract period of June the 1st, 2022 through May the 31st, 2023.
Yes, sir, Judge, Commissioners. We received 2 bids this year on the road and bridge fuel, and Duco, who is our normal award bidder, is the lowest this year as well.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make-
Got a motion by Commissioner LaPrade, second by Commissioner West. Any questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 16, discuss and consider setting speed limit on Van Zandt County Road 2406 at 35 miles per hour. I guess that's Virgil's.
Yeah, that was Virgil, but I told him I would address that if anybody had a question.
Okay. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Commissioner West. Is there a second?
Second Pearson,
Second by Commissioner Pearson. Any questions or discussion?
just a comment.
Okay,
I don't know why we don't make this county-wide and be done with it. Everybody wants it.
That's more fun to come up here.
Yeah.
okay. Any other questions, comments? Discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 17, discuss and consider approval of MJ Acres 1 in precinct 3. I assume that's a plat or subdivision.
It's a subdivision, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. It's in precinct 3 on County Road 3820. It's 12 lots, roughly 2.5 acres per lot. It's, they all front, County Road 3820. I'll make a motion, we approve the plat for filing purposes.
okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Pearson,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner West. Any questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 18, discuss and consider approval of fiscal year 2022 budget amendments.
So move, Pearson.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pearson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner LaFred. Any questions or discussion on the budget amendments? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 19, discuss and consider monthly reports submitted by various offices and departments of county government and approval of entry of same in the court's minutes as matter of record. Mr. West, you have any comments?
I do. We have 19 different reports that have to come in each month. And normally on the first meeting, which this is of a month, we have about 4 or 5 in. I don't know what happened today, maybe the storms. But we had 14 of the 19 come in for our first meeting, so we're in excellent shape for the month. And I make a motion we approve.
Got a motion by Commissioner West to approve the monthly reports. Is there a second?
Second, Pearson.
Second by Commissioner Pearson. Any questions or discussion on the reports that came in? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I did want to thank the ladies from the auditor's office. You can't, I can't tell you how many weddings I've done, and you can rehearse all you want to, but it never goes. Something's gonna happen. I want to thank you ladies for the work you did putting this together. You did a great job. Hats off to you. I know you worked hard. You come in, everything, but hey, Sandy's carrying you to 4 wins. No, thank y'all for, and you can put the ice cream back in the freezer down there and they can have it, or if anybody wants some more, there's. Oh, you haven't had any? And thank you, who was the help? Christy? Okay, well, thank you ladies for
Front row.
everything. You know, when you get to something like this, do what? The whole front row?
Front row.
Thank you. I thought it was a great day. I thought it was a great day for Van Zandt County. One person can't pull it off. It takes each one of us working together. Christy told me yesterday when I said, Christy girl, she said, oh God. You never know what I'm fixing. She said, you never know what's about to come out of your mouth when you say that. And she stays on pins and needles, but I thought it was a great day for Van Zandt County. It will be my legacy, be our legacy. We did it, and we couldn't have done it without you. I hear you, everyone that comes in that says, we don't make enough money. I understand that. I understand it. I didn't mention it today. I think I've signed 6 or 7 affidavits declining my raises. Yeah, they're in the file down there. I think it's 7 that I've signed declining a salary increase. They don't pay us enough for what we do. We're here as servants. I try to remind everyone, we're a servant to the taxpayers. And thank y'all for everything you do. You know, we get a bad rap. We understand that. But it's been an honor and a privilege to work with everyone of you. We love you. Some of them's traders are leaving, and Jennifer will be leaving. And but thank y'all, thank the auditors group for taking up and stepping up. I don't know if you had a choice. I don't know if Sandy gave you a choice. Yes, you did. Yeah. Well, you did a great job.
And I
Thank,
would say commissioners need to watch their, revenue expenses the next few weeks, because we may end up having to pay for this party, because you know Sandy's not gonna do it.
oh, no. Well, that's what I was thinking on the fleet lease deal. When the revenue comes back in, I told Keith that goes to the general fund.
Go back precinct.
But thank you, guys. There's a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pearson, second by Commissioner West. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.